Hey, what's up guys? Trader Main here from Breakout. This is another episode of Payout of the Week. Every single week, I'm going to be pulling a payout from one of our top traders and reverse engineering it for you guys to see if there's anything we can glean from looking at the trading habits of some of these excellent traders that we have at the firm who are consistently at the top of our leaderboards. This week's episode, we have a trade from CryptoHu. CryptoHu is consistently one of our top traders at the firm, pulling out multiple five figures every single month, it seems. So what trade did they take and what can we possibly learn from it? Let's jump into the charts right now and go over everything. All right, so I have the trade that CryptoHu actually took on their Breakout account. So they were trading a $100,000 one-step breakout evaluation, and they took a long on AVAX. So they took the long here on AVAX, and they were able to capture just over $16,000 in profit from this trade. So an absolutely phenomenal trade, $16,000 for a trade that they were in for not that long of a period. That's one of the craziest things about this is they were in this trade for quite literally 1 day, okay? 24 hours. They were able to get $16,000 in profit. Now you might ask, how is that possible? With our $100,000 one-step evaluation, you can open up a $200,000 notional position on altcoins. So for AVAX, they opened about a 5,500 coin long. This accounted for just under $170,000 in notional size, and they caught effectively a 10% move. Happened in a day. There you go, $16,000 profit. So let's see if we can reverse engineer what they did to take this trade that also got them on the leaderboard. So looking at AVAX here, as usual, you want to start on the higher time frame, right? So they ended up taking this long really kind of at the top here, right? So it's a pretty risky play. Like based on the daily, obviously this is after their trade played out. We put in a daily sweep and then price rolled. So not much to see here on the daily other than we've tagged this order block here, right? So you have this up candle before down candle, for the up move that broke structure. If you want to know how order blocks work, check out our YouTube, check out our Twitter. We've been posting our educational bits, and I just recently did a video on order blocks. So we came up, we tagged that order block. So you could argue that, yeah, we have a bullish bias coming off of this order block. And then when you zoom in, remember as well from the market structure video, we're very clearly in an uptrend here. Higher highs and higher lows. So where do we expect the next higher low to form? High time frame order block in line with the high time frame structure. And then we zoom in. So if you zoom into the hourly now, you can see, okay, well, we actually got a very big, strong move into that order block and then a strong move away. And to me, what it looks like they did to take this setup, this is what I would do, and this is what I see, what jumps out of me almost immediately, is they're just longing low time frame bullish market structure based on the fact that we've had a high time frame area of demand get tagged, right? So you have this high time frame order block here. This is your daily order block. Here's an H4 order block here as well. And then when you really zoom in, you ratchet down to the lower time frames. Well, if I expect a bounce to happen from here and we get this huge reaction, and in the low time frame, you get price action like this, range, breakdown, reclaim. That's bullish, right? That's bullish. We also have a break in structure here, and we have higher highs and higher lows forming here on the M30. And to me, the level that they longed, and I could be wrong, is just quite literally this order block right here. Your down candle for your move up that broke structures. You mark out the candles. There's your structure break as well, which is that swing high there. Your bias based on the daily is bullish. You have this daily OB here as well. And then you have a low time frame MSB. So these are kind of all the ingredients that you would want to see to take a long trade here. And having the confidence to take this setup like Hugh did by literally having, their stop was less than 1% away from their entry, but they just had their stop below the order block. It's not that crazy of a proposition. It might seem crazy, like without all of this, you might say, well, putting your stop there, it's so tight. It's so tight. How do we know it's not going to come wick us out? But when you have the high time frame context here that, okay, we have a 30-minute order block, but it's just not that on its own. It's not just that 30-minute order block in a vacuum. We have additional high time frame confluence behind us, giving us our directional bias. So when you have that kind of domino effect, right, where you have multiple high time frames in alignment. The daily is bullish, The H4 is bullish. The M30 might be bearish, but as soon as it flips bullish and it's now back in sync with those other two high time frames, that's going to be when you get that optimal entry, because now you have congruency across all the time frames, and that's when you can have the confidence to step on it and say, you know what, yeah, this is a tight stop, but this is an M30 trend change lining back up with the high time frame. The probability of this trade working out is way higher than if you were to just long any M30 order block, right? The reason this one worked as well as it did is because this, right? Daily bullish, daily order block, and then the low time frame market structure break. So that's the setup that I see. Like, I think this one's pretty straightforward, and I think that is why they were able to have the confidence to have their stop that close to their entry, is simply because they understand top-down analysis, right? At least that's what I glean from this. I could be wrong. In terms of profit taking, you have very clear liquidity here. ICT calls this low resistance liquidity, LRL, low resistance liquidity. It's this like kind of trend line liquidity. Very clearly, like the bears are just getting the free ride here. That's a super obvious draw. Ultimately could have probably held on to this high all the way up here, but 10% move was plenty, took out all of this liquidity. Beautiful execution on the entry, in my opinion. And most importantly, taking advantage of breakout, right? Like if you have $1,000 in your trading account, how big can you get on this trade? Even at 100x leverage, which you're not going to use, right? Because you're going to get licked like this. Maybe not in this instance. I think on 100x leverage, a 1% move liquidates you. So technically, you could have had $1,000. You could go 100x leverage long on this exact setup, and you wouldn't have gotten licked because a 1% move liquidates you on 100x leverage. Okay, so they could have opened a $100,000 trade, and it would have worked, but they would have made 10 grand. That same $1,000 they used to buy a 100K account. They now have leverage on top of that 100K account, so they're able to open up to a $200,000 position. So even with 100x, you're not getting as much leverage as you are with Breakout. More importantly than that, if they would have been stopped out on this trade, price went down 0.78%, let's call it a 1% stop, they would have lost $1,700. They wouldn't have even breached. They could still be trading because they would have lost like 1.5% of the account. So the leverage that you get with prop capital is significant. Some people are like, oh, well, it's only 2x on alts and 5x on BTC and ETH. It's like, yeah, but it's 5x on a $100,000 account. It's 2x on a $100,000 account. And you can have two $100,000 accounts. So you could open up technically a $400,000 notional AVAX position, and you spent 2 grand on it. That's better than 100x leverage, right? So the math is really quite favorable when you start thinking of it like that. The power of actually trading with size. They paid $1,000 for this account. They were able to capture a 10% move. They paid themselves 16 grand. In CryptoHu, you can see here, it's on our leaderboard, $28,000 for the month of September. Our top trader, almost 70 grand. Few people right in the mix here. There's a few hours left. These could change, right? These could change. These are all within like $1,000, a couple $100 of each other, and they're eligible for cash prizes as well. So awesome trade. Hope you guys learned something. That's all I got for this video. If you want to see more of this stuff, make sure you're following us across all socials. We're not just posting about payouts and whatnot. We've got tons of educational content on the Breakout page. So make sure you're following along for that. Myself, Crypto Cred, Adam, Abe Trade. Talk to you guys in the next one.